Hello everyone, welcome back to Crafting with Karen. Last week we made magnets. This week we're going to be doing Summer Under Glass, which is right here. I do want to mention and remind you as well, and what we have done in the past and what we have planned for the future. We've done the paper roses. We did the magnets last week. We are planning on doing a decoupage with a napkin. This is a clear plate that we will use, or Mod Podge, I guess I should say, really is what it is. We'll be going through that. We are also going to be doing the flowers in a picture frame. These are some of the flowers that I have chosen to hand out for you to be able to create your pretty little picture. Okay, so today we are going to be doing, I call it Summer Under Glass. I love the beach. I've always enjoyed going there. I'm originally from the coast of North Carolina, and so I thought this would be something that would be fun to do. There's other things you can do with the glass as well. And as usual, got to have your wine or your supplies. One of the first things you need is a wine glass, some shells, and these shells are from Surf City, North Carolina. I picked them up over the beach over the last few years. You need some sand. You could actually pick it up from the beach if you were down there. I actually went to Michael's and picked this up. A big jar like this was, I think, like $4. You're not going to use all that much for the Summer Under Glass. This is about how much that I will put in the wine glass. I'm going to set that right there. You need some twine or yarn, as the case may be, whatever you happen to have. And you also need a piece of cardboard, scissors, a pencil, and I use a glue gun. And the reason why is because it seems to work better when you are gluing things. So if you have a glue gun, that's what I would suggest you use. You could probably use tacky glue or something like that. I have not used that, so I can't guarantee how it would work, but this is what I normally use. So, and also let's not forget our little candle. These little candles, let me see if I can get it, come on now. Of course I don't, there it goes. Well, no, it didn't. But anyway, this candle does work because I just tried it, so I know the battery's good, and you put it on top. You could actually put a real candle up here. I just go with the battery power. Just they're from Dollar Tree as well. There was two for $1. So all of this, with the exception of the seashells and the sand, did come from the Dollar Tree. I'm just a real big fan of Dollar Tree, as you can probably tell. So what we are going to do, first of all, is take our piece of cardboard, and we're going to take our wine glass, turn it upside down, put it in the corner, and take your pencil. Now, the reason is because we're going to actually use the piece of cardboard as the bottom of the glass to hold the sand in. That being said, you need to draw your circle a little bit larger than the opening, because you don't want the sand to come out. I learned that the hard way. So you draw your circle. I kind of just hold it out just a little bit from what the edge is all the way around. And so you have your circle, and then you cut it out. I know you can't really see it because it is done in pencil, but then you cut it out. So I have already done that. I have already cut mine out. And then you place it on there and hold it down and just kind of eyeball it to make sure that it is over the rim that is hanging over. You can always go back and trim it off if you want to, but you want to make sure that there's going to be a snug fit. So we have that. Next thing, got to have your sand. So I have taken some sand. Now in this one, you'll notice it has a little bit of a glitter in it. I did actually add glitter to the sand. I have not done it on this, but if that's what you wanted to do, you could add just a little bit of glitter and swirl it around a little bit to make it sparkle. But you take your sand, pour it in your wine glass, then you choose your shells, because remember, you're going to be putting something on this, so you've got to go ahead and get your shells in. And I'm just going to put 3 shells. You can put as many or as little as you want, and you can get different shells or whatever. Then put this on here. Now I'm going to flip it over very easily. And you can kind of shake them around, and you can see the sand. Now, if you've got too much sand in there, you can always take some out at this point because you have not glued it down. But if you glue it down, then you're tough out of luck if you decide it's too much. So make sure that you have just enough sand in there that you want. All right, so we've got the sand in there, and I might have a little bit too much, but it's all right. Take your glue gun, and you take your hot glue and do it around, all the way around. If the glue gun will work. This little one's a little harder to use than the one that I normally use. And then you place your cardboard and make sure that it is where it is not going to let the sand out once you've turned it over. Now you may need to let it sit for a few minutes because sometimes it does take a few minutes for it to bind. But we should be okay. Kind of look around, make sure that you have got a good seal on it because you don't want to lose your sand. You don't want to have to go back and redo again. And see, like right here, I have just a little place that needs a little bit more glue. You can always go back and redo. Okay, so I have done that. Turn it over, and there it is. Okay, now you could leave it like this, and that's pretty. But let's fancy it up just a little bit by taking either some yarn or some string, twine. Depends on what it is you're trying to accomplish and what you're trying to do. Now with this one, this was some twine and string that I had at home. It is golden white. It was a little bit something that was left over from Christmas actually. So you can use scrap or whatever. But I'm going to just take this twine and I'm going to start where you can see me and just do a little bit and go ahead and put this on. And there's a reason why I'm doing it like this. It just tends to do better if you do it a little bit at a time with the hot glue, since it is twine and we're taking it all the way around. And I'm going to do 2 layers just because it'll make it a little bit thicker and a little bit prettier as well. And of course you could do more than 2 layers, but be careful of the hot glue gun because it will burn you, as I just found out. I don't have my thimble with me. That would help to keep the hot glue gun off of my finger. When you get back to the other, take your scissors and snip it and put it together. Now what you could do also is measure it out, get your 3 strands, braid them together, and you could put a braid around it. So there's a lot of different things that you can do. You don't have to do it exactly the way I'm doing it, but this is just a suggestion. This is just a simple way to do it. Okay, so we have that on the bottom. And then we're going to do the very same thing up here. We start with the glue gun, start our twine, and as we move around, just a little dab all the way around. And snip it and put it together, and then you have it down at the bottom. And you may have to go back as I did before and put a little bit more glue somewhere. Maybe it has slipped down, which is what happened with that one. And you can always go back and kind of, get the excess glue up. So there we have, and it is here. And you can kind of shift it around and the shells will flip back and forth. Now something that I did to add to this, put a little candle up here, was to take a shell that had a little bit of a hole in it on the end, on the edge. And I cut a piece of string, which is right here, and glued it on the inside. Let me undo this one. I'm going to just show you how this one was done. This was thinner twine than what this other is. But I fixed a little knot and then just hot glued it in there and did it through that hole and then just tied it and it was a little bit of an embellishment. And you can always get things that are a little bit, more fancy or however you want to do it. And there you have your Summer Under Glass. Now I do want to mention to you that we do have most of these supplies available for you if you are interested in doing these at home and following along with the videos. We have a sign-up sheet that is at the reference desk in Goldsboro, North Carolina, in the public library. Our phone number is 919-735-1824. If you will call, give us your phone number, we will get the bags together and call you and let you know when they're ready, and you can come pick up the supplies. We will also put something online on our homepage, but it'll probably be next week before that is available, because we have to do it and then get it to the person, then they have to get it done, and it takes several days. But there will also be a place that you can sign up for getting these supplies online as well. And of course, if you have any questions, email me, karen.garris@waynegov.com. And until next time, happy crafting.